talking to you guys about my home birth prep that I'm doing and going to really be starting to do as we head into meeting our little man. I'm officially 37 weeks, which is so awesome. It feels great knowing that I can deliver here at home at this point. This is my fourth son, so I have learned a few things along the way, and I'm just really excited for the experience this time of the home birth. This is my second home birth. I feel like with my last home birth, I was not less prepared, but maybe mentally less prepared. This time I'm feeling really good about things, and I'm excited to get my birth space set up and all of those things. So in this video, I'm going to be bringing you guys along with me as I talk about what is in my home birth kit, and I'm going to show you how I'm kind of setting up some of my birth space as you saw at the beginning of this video. And yeah, just getting ready for birthing this baby at home. There is a lot of things that need to get ready, but at the same time, it's a very peaceful experience, and I want it to be peaceful, and I want to have everything lined up for it. So a few weeks ago, I reached out to Shasta at Abiding Farmhouse, and I asked her if she wanted to do a birth, basically hospital birth, home birth, or birthing center birth prep video with me. I wasn't sure what type of birth she was planning, but she is due with her 9th baby girl in a few weeks. And so I thought it would be fun to do like a collab video to just see how like different moms do things differently, and that your birth choices are totally up to you, and that is a freedom that you have. So she is going to be joining in with me, so definitely check out her link below to her video. I will link that, and I will also link her channel. She always does awesome day in the lives of just homeschooling and raising her 8, almost 9 girls. So definitely check out her birth prep video that is also going up at the exact same time as this video. I feel like last time I didn't really take that extra step of setting up just a really peaceful space, and I think a lot of it was I was just kind of in denial of actually going into labor. I don't know, I felt like I was never going to go into labor. This time I'm prepared, just like those first shots that you saw of a few things that I'm hanging up. I had a beautiful blessing way put on by my mom-in-law. My mom helped out, and my sister-in-law, and it was so beautiful. And so I have some shots for you guys of what it was. This birth banner with just some affirmations on it, some prayers on it, and so I am looking forward to hanging this up and setting up my birth space. A couple of other things that I have are these print offs from Spirity Soul, and actually someone gave these to me along with a kids book that is called Mommy's Having a Home Birth. So I've been reading that to the boys. I trust the process of birth. I trust that my body is strong. Like, they are just really beautiful. Lots of affirmations. So I want to have a lot of affirmations hanging up around and just be able to focus on those. So as I prep for the home birth, I am kind of just prepping my mind to make this my birth space and be ready to go into labor and to take these waves, contractions, whatever you want to call them, and bring my baby earthside. And so it's a really cool experience to be able to just prepare this room, this area. labor coping, I feel like setting up my birth space is going to help me feel at peace and at ease as I take the contractions and as I labor. But a few other things that I am going to have on hand is a rebozo. I actually don't have it right now yet. I'm gonna have my husband rig it for me and just have something to like hang on while I'm laboring. I also will have a big pot full of warm washcloths that we can just pull out, and then I'll have some frozen washcloths that we'll be able to pull out just to help with laboring. I'm going to have my mom and my mother-in-law who started becoming birth doulas, one of which is a birth assistant at a birthing center. And then I'll have Zach, who obviously will be there, obviously, and very excited to help out while I'm laboring. But in my past experiences, I've labored, I like to kind of labor on my own, and so creating a birth playlist is really important for me. So I've already started my birth playlist, and I'm a Christian and a believer, and so worship music to me is very powerful. And as I head into labor, this thing that God created and is so beautiful and wonderful, I just want to hear those affirming words of worship, and I want to have some Bible verses read to me. So a lot of my coping skills may be different from other people's. I have trained to be a birth doula. I've been a birth doula for a few mamas, and I think what I have observed is you really kind of just go into yourself. I'm interested to see how this labor goes, but I will have a few tools on hand. So with my prenatal care, I have gone to the midwife's office each time, and then at 36 weeks, the midwife actually comes to your house and you get to talk about the birth, talk about what you're thinking, where you're going to birth, where you want to be laboring at, get the birth kit out, kind of like look at all the things in it and, you know, make sure everything's there. Basically just making sure everything's ready so that when you go into labor, the midwife knows where everything is and she knows just the lay of your house, and so that your midwife can feel confident as she is there working, helping you give birth to your baby and being there. So first of all, just to clear the air, the midwife brings all of the clinical things that are needed. So things like that you would have at a birthing center or a hospital, they bring all those things along, and they're going to be charting, just like in a hospital setting, like they're going to be charting all of these things down and keeping track of everything that's going on. And just basically they're like, I like to think of my midwife as like kind of like a guardian of birth, because they're there to assist and protect if there's something going wrong, but they don't want to interfere with birth itself and like how the birth is going. So for the most part, the midwife is there to just kind of be that guardian there of birth and assist when needed and let birth happen. And then after the birth, they're there to, you know, make sure that, you know, the baby is good and that you are good and you're not having any extra bleeding and the placenta is intact and all of these things. So midwives are amazing. At least the midwives I have known, like I am really big fans of midwives. So since I have my actual home visit scheduled today, I pulled out my birth kit box that I purchased. I'm gonna pop it open and just show you guys a few things from it. I think they're pretty standard items, but first of all, before I open the birth kit, one of the big things that the midwives have said with my last birth and this birth is make sure you have plenty of towels on hand that we'll have just to help with any fluids or anything going on that we need. So last birth, if you watched Ezra's home birth story, my water actually broke like on our rug, and it was just like, it's a big mess. So you need towels. I may even add a few more to this or pull some out of what I have just here at home just to have ready and on hand. So a couple more things that are not included in the birth kit that I have on hand ready for the baby is I purchased some flannel swaddles. So I have 4 of these ready for baby if we need them, that I just got together. And the last thing is just an old sheet for my bed. So once I do go into labor, the plan is to just pull off all of my like nice bedding that I don't really want getting messed up or anything, and we will throw our waterproof mattress cover over, or we already have a waterproof mattress cover, but I just bought an extra one just to have. That way, you know, if I have like extra birthy fluids and stuff, I can just take it off and we can just toss that one. And then, so I have this old fitted sheet. That's all I'm going to have on the bed during the birth, just because I don't think I'll really need anything else. I may have an old blanket laying around that I can cover myself up with. And then I will have the sheets that I currently have on my bed cleaned and fresh and ready for after the birth, when we change all that out and I can get comfortable like after the birth. So this is my birth kit box. I have all of the things in here. This was ordered from In His Hands Birth Supply. This birth kit box was about, the total was like $130 for everything in it, because I ended up getting a lot of the extra things. Like I'm planning on having a birth tub here at the house. It's one that I'm borrowing from my midwife. So I have to have a liner for it. That was like $30. And then there was a few other things that were more expensive. So right here, I'm gonna open this up and show you guys a few of the things in it. All right, so one of the first things that I decided to get was just a little commemorative welcome to the world little thing that we can put his little footprints on right here after he's born. So one of the big things, so whenever you think about a home birth, you think about where does like how do you clean things up basically? So these things are called Chuck's pads, and they open up really big. They're super, super absorbent. And I actually bought like a bunch of these. I think I bought too many, actually. I remember when I first entered midwifery care and I had my first birth, like at a birthing center, they just kind of like pop these under you like after birth, and just whenever it's needed. That is one of the very first most important things I think you think about whenever, well, how do they clean up? That's how they clean, that's how things are kept clean, is these Chuck's pads are awesome because they're super absorbent. I'm gonna be honest with you, there's a few things in this box that I really don't know what they're for, but the midwife said to have them, so I have them. But I'll show you guys the things that I do know what they're for. So I have a little sitz bath for after the birth that kind of sits on your toilet if I want to use it. Okay, I was wrong. This is a bedpan. Some ultrasound gel right here, 2 peri bottles, which if you watched my postpartum care video that I just did, I got a fancy peri bottle, but my midwife still wanted these on hand. I think they're like $1 each. So a couple of things that I don't know what they are. So here is, oh my gosh, here is the sitz bath right here. Sitz bath is great after you give birth. If you've never used one, definitely great to have on hand. So my midwife was like, you know, just, it might be nice to have on hand. So I have our waterproof mattress pad right here. Okay, so this is a liner for the birth tub that I will be using. The birth tub is called La Bassine. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, but it is the one that my midwife has on hand. So we'll pop it in and then fill up the tub after that, after we use it. For the birth tub, I'm not sure if I'm going to deliver in the birth tub, but I definitely want to labor in it. This is a thermometer because you need to make sure that your temperature is kept around below 99 degrees, 98.6 preferably, in the birth tub, because you don't want to raise your body temperature. So you have a classic little sucker here, little bulb syringe. We have some just extra gloves. These are not the sterile gloves. These are just extra gloves to have on hand, maybe to clean stuff up, all that kind of thing. Just other little things in here, like a little measuring tape for the baby's head once he comes out, and some straws for if I need straws while I'm, you know, in labor and I need a drink of water or whatever. So another birth tub thing is a net. If you have given birth, you probably can put your mind to what that happens with this. It is to catch poop in the birth tub if you poop when you are delivering. So that might be TMI, but you gotta have these little these little catchers. So anyway, yeah. Some iodine prep solution stuff. I'm not really sure how they use that because I'm not a midwife. Okay, so this is another important thing for the birth tub. It's an adapter for your shower, so you can put the adapter on the shower head and then connect your hose to bring into the room to fill up the tub. So one of the big things about it is that it's drinking water safe. It doesn't have like any nasty chemicals in it. So this is my husband's territory. I'm not going to be worrying about putting up the birth tub, filling up the birth tub, all of those things while I am in labor, but he will. A few extra things. There's some trash bags for all of the trash that's going to happen, and a big huge thing of peroxide. I believe this is mainly just for washing, like starting a load of laundry, anything that had gotten blood on it or anything else on it. It's like supposed to be good to clean, get stains out, and clean really well in the washer. I think that's the only thing it's for. And then the last thing I'll mention about this birth kit is this plastic drop cloth. So this is great to lay under a birthing tub, or if you need it really anywhere, it's good to just have it on hand so that you don't damage your floor, your furniture, your mattress. So yeah, so it's a big, huge drop cloth. So I have all those things lined up and ready to go. So I just have them in a little spot in my room here so that the midwife will know where they're at. Midwives will know where all that stuff is at whenever it's time to give birth. I'm just gonna leave them there. It might be a job to keep the kids away from all of it. What snacks I'm going to have. So I'm going to have some coconut water on hand. I really like this coconut water with pineapple, and so I'm gonna have that. It has a lot of electrolytes in it. I have a granola bar that I have set aside. I have, I wanna have some bananas there and some peanut butter, and just a few of my favorite like foods, maybe something that is a little more protein filled, maybe some beef jerky or something like that. But yeah, so I'm still kind of gathering those things, but definitely drinking a ton of water will be really important also. So I hope you enjoyed this home birth prep video. Definitely check out Shasta's video on her, how she's prepping for birth. Also remember that birth is so subjective. Like, it is so individualized. Like, every person has a different birth experience because every person is different. Every baby is different. So I think just making sure you have all of these things in place. You have your birth kit, you have your awesome midwives, you have your birth space set up, you have snacks on hand, you have labor support. All of those things are really, really important as you head into a home birth, a birthing center birth, a hospital birth, a free birth. I think my last leaving words of this video is just trust birth, trust your body, trust that God made your body to birth your baby. So thank you so much for watching. Definitely check out my other motherhood pregnancy videos that I have been posting. If you would like to subscribe, definitely subscribe, and drop a comment below and let me know you did so that I can say hey, and I will see you in my next video.